That is time we need it.
The meeting room come to order. We are now holding a meeting for the Williamsfield FFA chapter. Madam Vice President, all officers at their stations.
I shall call the roll of officers, determine if they're at their stations, and report back to you, Mr. President. The Sentinel.
Stationed by the door.
Your duties there?
Through this door pass many friends the FFA. It is my duty to keep the doors open to our friends at all times that they are welcome. I care for the meeting room and paraphernalia. I try to keep them comfortable and assist the President in maintaining order.
The Reporter.
Stationed by the flag.
Why by the flag?
As the flag covers the United States of America, I strive to inform people, or every man, woman, and child, knows the FFA is a national organization. It reaches from the state of Alaska, the Virgin Islands, from the state of Maine to Hawaii.
The Treasurer.
Stationed at the Emblem of Washington,
Your duties there?
I keep a record of receipts and disbursements. Just as Washington kept his former accounts carefully and accurately, I encourage thrift among the members and strive to build up a financial standing through savings and investments. George Washington was better able to serve his country because he was financially independent.
The Secretary.
Stationed by the ear of corn.
Your duties there?
I keep an accurate record of all meetings and correspond with other secretaries wherever corn is grown and FFA members meet.
The Advisor.
Here by the owl.
Why by the owl?
The owl is a time honored emblem of knowledge and wisdom. Being older than the rest of you, I'm asked to advise you from time to time as the need arises. I hope that my advice will always be based on true knowledge and ripened with wisdom. Madam Vice President, why do you plow your station?
The plow is a symbol of labor and tillage of the soil. Without labor, neither knowledge nor wisdom can accomplish much. My duties require me to assist at all times in directing the work of our organization. I preside over meetings in the absence of our president, who is placed beneath the rising sun.
Why is the President so stationed?
The rising sun is a token of a new era in agriculture. If we follow the leadership of our president, we shall be led out of the darkness of selfishness and into the glorious sunlight of brotherhood and cooperation. Mr. President, all officers are at their stations.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. The Secretary will call roll of members.
There are 7 members and numerous guests present, Mr. President.
Thank you. FFA members, why are we here?
To practice brotherhood, honor agricultural opportunities and responsibilities, and develop those qualities of leadership which an FFA member should possess.
May we accomplish our purposes. I now declare this meeting of the Williamsfield FFA chapter duly open for the transaction of business or attention to any matter which may probably be presented. The floor is now open for new business. Is there any new business?
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Stiers.
I move that the Williamsfield FFA chapter hosts a petting zoo for the local grade school students on Friday, May 12, 2023 at the county fairgrounds.
Second.
As we move in seconds to have the Williamsfield FFA chapter host a petting zoo for the local grade school students on Friday, May 12, 2023 at the county fairgrounds. Is there any discussion?
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Stiers.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. All fellow members, I think it's a great idea. Seeing this is a great way to get our younger people exposed to FFA at a younger age. This could also be a great SAE project for some members in our chapter. So I encourage you to vote for this motion.
Mr. Chairman.
Ms. Dubit.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think this would be a great idea. We already host something like this. It's called Ag Day, and it brings 1,000 or more people into a community. So I encourage you to vote for this.
Mr. Chairman.
Ms. Gehring.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Fellow floor members, I rise in opposition of this motion. At this time, this is very soon, and our fairgrounds might not even be available at this time. In addition, we would have to really plan this out and think about where all of these animals will be coming from, and this does not give us enough time to do that. So I encourage you to vote against this motion.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Chairman.
Mr. Tucker. Ms. Gehring. Ms. Rigg.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My fellow board members, I think it's a great idea as our alumni can help bring in the animals, and that would be really beneficial for a lot of children to get to see and touch the animals, and I bet they'll have a lot of fun. So I encourage you to vote for this.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Rick. Mr. Tucker.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think this is a bad idea. Seeing as though that we already have an Ag Day, which has multiple animals there, and then we show all of our students, I don't think there's a reason for us to have another petting zoo which has more animals there. So I encourage you to vote against this motion.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Schaefer.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Fellow floor members, I think this would be a great idea. Like our fellow floor members have said, our alumni, all of them are pretty much close to farms and stuff, so they could bring in animals, and this would be a great experience for all of our younger members to get them closer to the FFA and more experience. So I encourage you to vote for this.
Mr. Chairman,
Ms. Rigg?
I move to have a 5-minute recess.
Second.
As we move to seconds, to have a 5-minute recess. Let me remind you, this is not debatable, but it is amendable. Are there any amendments at this time? Seeing none, let's proceed to vote. All in favor of having a 5-minute recess, signify by saying yes.
Yes.
All the opposed say no.
No.
Motion fails. We are now back discussing the main motion to have the Williamsfield FFA chapter visit petting zoo for the local grade school students on Friday, May 12, 2023 at the county fairgrounds. Is there any further discussion?
Mr. Chairman.
Ms. Gehring.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move to postpone this matter indefinitely.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to postpone this matter indefinitely. Is there any discussion?
Mr. Chairman.
Ms. Gehring.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Fellow floor members, I think this is a wonderful idea. Our chapter already hosts 2 Ag Days. One is a big one in September, and the other one is for our little kids at school already. In addition, we have the county fair once a year, which always has very many animals. So I think trying to squeeze in another event would just be very unbeneficial for our chapter. So I encourage you to vote for this postpone.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Stockers.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. All fellow farm members, I think it's a terrible idea. Seeing that we'd be losing out on a great opportunity if we postpone this. This could get some more members involved in our livestock judging contest. This could also recruit new members. So I encourage you to vote against it.
Mr. Chairman.
Ms. Gibbett.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think this would be a bad idea. If we postpone this, then we don't know what we're going to be missing out on. We have Ag Day, and it brings in 1,000 members. So if we do this, we know that our kids would have fun with this. So I encourage you to vote against this.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Tucker.
Thank you, Chairman. My fellow farmers, I think this is a good idea. Seeing as though we don't have the time for an event like this, and it would also be a big hassle for all of our FFA members, seeing as though we already have multiple other events going on, I encourage you to vote for this.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman.
Ms. Rigg.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My fellow board members, I think this postponement is a bad idea, as this motion will take away from a great opportunity that we could have to represent our chapter at the county fairgrounds, and also children love animals, so I just think it would be a bad idea to postpone this matter.
Thank you. Is there any further discussion?
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Schaefer.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think this would be a terrible idea. Seeing that we do have a couple Ag Days in our year, but the one Ag Day for our little kids at school, that's not very local, it's just at our school. So getting another one that's more local and for other members, for just outside of our town, to bring other members to our small community. So I encourage you to vote against this.
Thank you. Is there any further discussion on the postpone indefinitely? Seeing none, let's proceed to vote. All in favor of postponing this matter indefinitely, signify by saying yes.
Yes.
All opposed saying no.
No.
Motion fails. We are now back discussing the main motion to have the Williamsfield FFA chapter host a petting zoo for the local grade school students on Friday, May 12, 2023 at the county fairgrounds. Is there any further discussion?
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Schaefer.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move to refer this to a committee of 5 with full power to act, appointed by the chair.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded to commit this matter to a committee of 5 appointed by the chair with full power to act. Is there any discussion?
Mr.
Mr.
Chairman.
Chairman.
Mr. Stiers.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. All fellow farmers, I think it's a terrible idea. Saying this is a very easy topic to decide on. But our committee has a lot of topics to decide on right now, such as state convention and our officer retreat that's coming up in the end of May. So I encourage you to vote against this motion.
Mr.
Thank you.
Chairman.
Mr. Schaefer.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I persuade you to vote for this because this is a very close date, and just giving this to professionals to decide on where we're going to get these animals and so on. So I encourage you to vote for this.
Mr. Chairman.
Ms. Dubit.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think this would be a bad idea. Our committee is really busy right now with all the things that is going on, like state convention. So I encourage you to vote against this.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Chairman.
Ms. Gehring.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Fellow floor members, I rise against this motion. This is something that we can easily figure out just discussing right here. In addition, our committee has been focusing really hard on our officer retreat, which is only in 3 weeks. So I encourage you to vote against this refer.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Chairman.
Ms. Rigg.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My fellow board members, I think it's a bad idea, as we have hosted similar event of this in the past. So this is an easy matter for us, and also as my fellow board members have said, our committee is very busy. It also is They're also busy planting, so it would just be better for us to decide this right now. So I encourage you to vote against this.
Thank you. Mr. Tucker?
Yeah, sure. My fellow formers, I think this is a good idea. This is too big for us to decide right now, and I think we need to gather more information. So I encourage you to refer this to Committee 5.
Thank you. Is there any further discussion on the refer? See none, let's proceed to vote. All in favor of referring this to Committee of 5, appointed by the Chair, will by the act, signify by saying yes.
Yes.
All opposed say no.
No.
Motion fails.
Division.
Division has been called. All those in favor, please rise. All those opposed, same sign. 1 for and 5 against. Motion fails. We are now back to discussing the main motion to have the Williamsfield FFA chapter host a petting zoo for the local grade school students on Friday, May 12, 2023 at the county fairgrounds. Is there any further discussion? See none, let's proceed to vote. All in favor of having the Williamsfield FFA chapter host a petting zoo for the local grade school students on Friday, May 12, 2023 at the county fairgrounds, signify by saying yes.
Yes.
All that opposed say no. Motion passes. Madam Secretary, do you have regarding further business which should now be transacted?
I have none, Mr. President.
Does any member know of any new or unfinished business which should now come before this meeting? We are about to adjourn this meeting of the Williamsfield FFA chapter. As we mingle with others, let's be diligent in labor, just in our dealings, courteous to everyone, and above all, honest and fair in the game of life. Fellow members and guests, join me in salute to our flag. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I now declare this meeting adjourned. Please rise for questioning.
All right, we'll start with you, Mr. President. One of the privileges of the president is the proper use of the gavel. A single tap of the gavel can represent several actions. Please name one of these actions.
Just sit down.
Okay. What is the purpose of a main motion?
The purpose of a main motion is to bring new business to the assembly.
All right. Thank you. Madam Vice President, what is the major difference between postpone definitely and postpone indefinitely?
Postpone definitely moves it to a later month, but postpone indefinitely kills it forever.
And is the motion to postpone indefinitely debatable or amendable?
It is debatable, it is not amendable.
All right. Thank you. Mr. Sentinel, most organizations other than the FFA do not have a sentinel. What are your responsibilities as a sentinel?
I greet people as they come in, I prepare the meeting room, I deal with any business in the meeting room, and I assist the president.
Okay. Who has the right to be the first to debate a motion?
The maker of the motion.
All right. Thank you. Madam Treasurer, during a session, a member calls for a division of assembly. What should the chair do if it was clear that the assembly voted in an obvious majority?
They should appeal.
If a chair does allow for a division of assembly vote, how must that vote be taken?
And secret ballot or a stake.
Okay. Thank you. Madam Secretary, your required motion was to recess. Please give 2 reasons for needing a recess.
To gather more information and to just take a break from the meeting.
Okay. How can a motion to recess be amended?
The time, how long the break is.
Okay, thank you. Madam Reporter, Mr. Reporter, sorry. Every officer is important to the success of the FFA chapter. What do you feel are the major responsibilities as the reporter for your FFA chapter?
To serve as the chair on a POA, create a chapter newsletter, be the chapter photographer, to tell stories and send information to local radio stations and newspapers and things like that.
Okay. Given the 3 ranked motions that were required today, which were postponed indefinitely, recess, and referred to a committee, put these 3 motions in order of precedence from highest to lowest.
Can you repeat the question?
Absolutely. Given the 3 motions, the 3 ranked motions that were required today, which were postponed indefinitely, recessed, and referred to a committee, put these three motions in order of precedence from highest to lowest.
Refer to a committee, recess, and postpone indefinitely.
Thank you. Mr. Advisor, please give 2 ways that members can become a part of a committee.
To be a part of the, town board, and school.
Okay. Name 2 things that should be included in a motion to refer to a committee.
Can you repeat that?
Absolutely. Name 2 things that should be included in a motion to refer to a committee.
The amount of people and, appointed by the chair.
Thank you. All right, that is all we've got. If you would leave your cards at your stations, you are free to go.